Gresham's Gun Talk, in support of Homeland Security's new definition of a terrorist, presents this Trap a Terrorist tip. Tip number 1. Terrorists often scout potential targets and take notes. If you observe anyone with a notepad or pen, report them immediately to Homeland Security. Remember, not everyone who owns a number 2 pencil is a terrorist, but it's always best to let the experts investigate.
Well, actually, I'm using a mechanical pencil. Does that make this an assault weapon if I have a mechanical pencil that can just write over and over again? Well, I'll tell you what, just to be safe, I'm going to turn myself in and report myself to Homeland Security. Welcome.
Tom Gresham's Gun Talk, in support of Homeland Security's new definition of a terrorist, presents this Trap a Terrorist tip. Tip number 2. Homeland Security has determined that veterans have special training that might make them dangerous. Plus, they often vote the wrong way. So if you see a veteran, even if he is in your own family, report him to Homeland Security. Do not attempt to apprehend him yourself.
Always good to be safe.
Tom Gresham's Gun Talk, in support of Homeland Security's new definition of a terrorist, presents this Trap a Terrorist tip. Tip number 3. Terrorists often do photo reconnaissance, so if you see someone with a camera, notify Homeland Security.
Of course, we're having fun making fun of the Homeland Security assessment, which says that right-wing extremists, people like, people who are veterans and who believe in the Second Amendment and who go to church, could be potential terrorists and should be watched. Yeah, I'm not making it up. That's what they said. And our head of Homeland Security, Janet Napolitano, I was trying to be nice there, she backs it up, says, yep, that's right, we got to watch those people. By the way, speaking of imbeciles, I did say that, didn't I? Former President Jimmy Carter truly is an imbecile. He was then, he is now. He had an editorial in the New York Times this past week about how we had to reinstitute the assault weapons ban. And he goes on at length about how he's a hunter and he owns several guns and friends of his own guns. And then he just gets to the heart of it and says, but we don't own any of these assault weapons because we don't plan to go kill as many people as possible in a schoolyard. Yeah. President Jimmy Carter says that the only reason that you would own your AR-15 competition, hunting, fun gun, self-defense gun, is so that you could go kill as many people as possible in a schoolyard. He is an imbecile. If that offends him, good. The only problem is I don't think he's smart enough to be offended by it.
Tom Gresham's Gun Talk, in support of Homeland Security's new definition of a terrorist, presents this Trap a Terrorist tip. Tip number 4. Terrorists often communicate with cell phones. Plus, most cell phones have a built-in camera. That makes them a double threat. If they appear to be writing down information on a notepad while talking, it's almost certain they're up to no good. If you see someone talking on a cell phone, notify Homeland Security immediately. Don't take chances.
Up to no good, are they? Alrighty.
Tom Gresham's Gun Talk, in support of Homeland Security's new definition of a terrorist, presents this Trap a Terrorist tip. Tip number 5. Terrorists sometimes use plastic explosives. These can look like a very big, smooth wad of chewed gum. If you see someone chewing gum, notify Homeland Security.
Boy, all you got to do is go to the malls to find some of those folks.
Tom Gresham's Gun Talk, in support of Homeland Security's new definition of a terrorist, presents this Trap a Terrorist tip. Tip number 6. Terrorists are often religious fanatics who actually believe there is a higher power than the federal government. They often gather for secret meetings in special buildings, often on Sunday, but sometimes on Saturday or even other days. They often wear their best clothes and sometimes carry covered dishes containing casseroles or meatloaf. If you observe any of these behaviors, notify Homeland Security.
All right, we're back with you, Tom Gresham, 866-TALK-GUNS, 866-TALK-GUNS. Go.
Tom Gresham's Gun Talk, in support of Homeland Security's new definition of a terrorist, presents this Trap a Terrorist tip. Tip number 7. Homeland Security has determined that people who own guns are afraid the government wants to disarm them. They quote an old, irrelevant, and subversive document they call the Constitution. This document was just some notes made by a few of the more radical and irrational founding fathers. They were never meant to become public or to be taken seriously. If you know of anyone who owns that document, or who makes reference to it, or who uses words such as freedom or liberty, notify Homeland Security immediately. Do not attempt to apprehend them. Do not go near them. Do not listen to them. If they talk to you, cover your ears and sing nursery rhymes as loud as you can. We do not want you to become infected with their dangerous ideas.
And there you have it.